Have we certainly released, no problem.
President, you released video of that first boat strike on September 2nd, but not the second video. Will you release video of that strike so that the American people can see for themselves what happened?
I don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we certainly released, no problem.
You said you would have no problem with releasing the full video of that strike on September 2nd off the coast of Venezuela. Secretary Hegseth now says...
You said that. I didn't say that. This is ABC fake news.
He said that's ABC fake news. That's funny. All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Machakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Nat, coming out with a lesson, Lord's will, edifying to the Lord's elect. Let's see what's going on here.
A video from Saturday captured three Waymo self-driving cars frozen in an apparent standoff on a residential street in San Francisco. Waymo has said it is issuing a voluntary software recall in its self-driving vehicles after a series of close call incidents, including an illegal maneuver of passing a stopped school bus.
See? And that reminds me of the movie Civil War. They had the Teslas all going to one place and they were crashing into each other. So it's like art imitating reality, because it goes to show you, man, his technology isn't perfect. He trusts in his technology, but clearly there's flaws in it, and he don't mind putting it out there on the street before he actually perfects it. What's going on with this, man? Okay, there we go. What's going on with my... Oh my God. Click on it and there we go. All right, let's go to Isaiah 19 in verse number 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So it's caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. So there's something that's wrong with everything this devil puts his hands on. You know, it starts off with, as you can see, with the Boeing planes, all of his technology, his Tesla cars. It was just a video with one of the Teslas catching fire. They're saying it could be the charger, it could be this, it could be that. You know, it's always trying to not give you the accountability of the situation. It's always because of some human error. It's never the product itself. It's someone else's fault. It's never the product. Of course not. You know, you don't want the stock price to go down. But that just goes to show you he errs in every aspect of everything he does. And that's another sign of his tech not working. And he's going to tell you to put some type of tech that he deems 100% safe, and you're going to trust in him. That's why the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes 12:10, never trust thine enemy. You're not supposed to trust them, man. Let's see what's going on in Chicago. Tenants at South Shore apartment evicted with just days to leave.
Now, tenants say they have been living in dangerous conditions at this building behind me for months now, and then a surprise eviction now set for Friday. So they went to court today asking for more time, some relocation money, and a clear plan to move. But tonight, a judge denied every request. The building at 75th and South Shore has been under scrutiny since a pre-dawn federal immigration raid earlier this year.
They pulled up in budget trucks, SWAT tanks.
When 37 people, including U.S. citizens, were detained.
It's a citizens
SWAT
that stay
tanks? I know she didn't say those SWAT tanks. Hold on.
People, including U.S. citizens, were detained.
It's a citizens that stay in there.
75th and South Shore has been under scrutiny since a pre-dawn federal immigration raid earlier this year.
They pulled up in budget trucks, SWAT tanks.
When
Yeah, no, they didn't pull up in no SWAT tank.
37 people, including U.S. citizens, were detained.
It's the citizens that stay in that building too.
The raid exposed problems tenants say they've been living with for months. No heat, no electricity in parts of the building. And for people with disabilities, no working elevator on some floors. Now the building is in foreclosure and tenants have been ordered out.
I have done everything right, and yet I have to find somewhere to go in the next 4 days and move all of my belongings in the snow.
Residents formed the South Shore Tenants Union demanding.
And you know, this is what kind of government don't have no way of helping you out for anything. You know, oh, I can't even get an extra 2 days. Nope, you got to leave tomorrow. Like, you can't intervene and help out for 1 second. Like, they don't give a shit about anybody, man. But the biggest part about it is that place was already, your elevator wasn't working. You know, you got broken windows. They're saying it was cold in there. He's trying to kick you out. You have nowhere to go. But yet, if he had offered you some type of solution to your issue, majority of you Jakes would have taken the solution of taking the MOTB. And that's just not the case, man. You can't even forsake something like this, man. Somewhere where you don't even really want to be. You can't depart from it. It's like you can't depart from anything in this place, man. The little you have, you want to hold on to it so badly, man. And it's nothing at this point. At least when you look at Lot's wife, she looked back because Lot he had money. She was looking back at something that, damn, man, you know, we got all this land, we got this, that, and the third, probably got mad clothes, whatever it was, but you don't have a pot to piss in, and you can't even depart, man. It's just like, you're such a degenerate plant, man. Let me grab that. You're a degenerate plant. What's that, Jeremiah? Like, we fully, as a people, don't understand what really matters, man. And we got to come up out of this mindset that you need this devil, man. What's that? Jeremiah 2, verse 21. Yet, let me start at 20. Jeremiah 2. Actually, I need to start up a little more. Jeremiah, Judah's apostasy. Let's start at 19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord God of hosts. Backsliding. Let me look at that word backsliding real quick. I know what it means, but let's see what it says.
Strong's H 4878. Meshuvah.
Meshuvah, turning away. Apostasy. Backsliding. Every time I hear the word backsliding, it makes me think of Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. You look like you're walking forward, but you're really going backwards. And that's through the spirit. That's what a lot of Israelite Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's what you're doing. You're moonwalking from the Lord. You're backsliding. You're turning away from him. And that's why you're in the position that you're in. Let me grab this real quick and see what it means. It says it means that spiritual and physical suffering are the direct results of abandoning God and lacking reverence for him. This verse highlights the destructive nature of sin and serves as a warning that straying from God inevitably leads to hardship and sorrow. And that's the position that y'all are in, and you have no clue why someone would take it. You don't have anything, and they're willing to take away what you think you have. And you can never bring it back to it's the Lord. You'll never make that direct connection because you don't know who you are. So it's like you're in this perpetual state of committing sin because you lack understanding. And it's a shameful thing. It's a shame not to know who you are when people are screaming, telling you who you are, and that's not enough. Daniel chapter 9, verse 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. So let's look at this word, confusion of faces. Let me look at confusion first. Shame, shameful thing. Let's see what's shameful. A shameful thing is an action, attitude, or condition that is considered morally offensive, deserving of reproach, and causes feelings of disgrace or humiliation. It involves a violation of accepted principles of right and wrong, social norms, or personal standards. Going back to Jeremiah 2, going into, it's a shameful thing not to know who you are. And that's the majority of the state of Israel don't know who they are. Let me look at this word faces. And then I'm going to look up the precept.
Strong's H 6440. Panim.
Panim. So it's a shameful confusion of faces, the word face, in front of, before, to the front of, in the presence of, in the face of, at the face of, front of, from the present of, from before the face of. Face. Right? You don't really, it's pretty much going into who you are as a person. You don't know that you're Israel anymore. Let me look this up. Daniel 9:7. While Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, and all dispersed Jews bears the shame of face, public humiliation because of their unfaithfulness and sin against God, leading to their exile, Daniel confesses this collective guilt, contrasting God's righteousness with the people's deserved shame, and it pleads for mercy and restoration, linking this to the prophetic 70 years concerning Jerusalem and the Messiah. So your transgressions are the reason why you're in the state that you're in. In the state that you're in, it's shameful because you don't know who you are, in order to bring you back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's pretty much why it's shameful, because you have to get to let me grab it, the understanding. Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which that shall burn forever. So you going through the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And in order to heal from that, you need the word to help you endure these hardships. It don't get easier, it don't get harder, you're comforted through it, because you understand that the Lord's the reason why these things are happening. When you get this word, you got to expect more temptation, more afflictions. And that's supposed to keep you from, that's ultimately keeping you from getting used to suffering. That's pretty much, you're gonna develop some type of resistance towards suffering. Not only are you going to expect it, you're gonna endure it. You're gonna understand why it's happening. The words of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua should comfort you through these afflictions, because you shouldn't be at rest here. You were brought here on slave ships. Okay? Your ancestors. We don't belong here. Not like these other heathen nations. They came here willingly. You didn't. You are here for a reason. You transgressed the laws of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. You need to repent. The laws were given to who? Israel. They need to repent, accept it, Micah 7:9, and understand these prophecies. And then once you understand that, you can measure the time diligently and see, okay, you done already been through mad shit. So by the time you get to the word, it all makes sense now. And the little bit more that you have to endure, salvation is right around the corner. It's like right there. We at the finish line with the MOTB. You see what's going on in the world, the wars. You got Thailand and China Cambodia fighting again. This is good. This benefits you. There's no peace for the wicked. We're going to be going into times of war, going into times of famines, pestilence, and uncertainty. You're going to have to be a pilgrim in the earth. So how are you going to become a pilgrim in the earth if you're comfortable where you're at? It doesn't link up. Jeremiah 2, verse 20. For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress. When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest, playing the harlot. So he has broken the yoke of bondage multiple times, and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress. That's the whole story of Israel right there in a one precept. You say, I will not transgress. He saves you. You say you're not transgress. What happens? We get a period of peace, and then we transgress. We break the laws. We worship other gods. Punishment's coming around the corner. Judgment is coming. What he means is when upon every high hill, we went to the high hills and worship other gods. And under every green tree, thou wanderest playing the harlot. Spiritual idolatry, harlotry. Okay, you're married. The Lord looks at you. You made a covenant with him in Exodus, the 24th chapter, and that covenant applies to the nation of Israel today. But the heathen think that they are in the stead of you because they think they can just pick up the book and think. That's how heathens think. They think everything belongs to them. But this don't belong to them. This right here, the rest of this world, this belongs to them. But this word doesn't. This is the only thing that don't belong to them in this world. Your house, your car, your kids. But this word, this don't belong to them. You know, this is not what's going to comfort them. It belongs to the Lord. And it belongs to you to know what the Lord is saying in this Bible. It don't belong to them. The understanding of the scriptures, that don't belong to the heathen. Majority of the heathen, they hear these words and they're dead. It don't resonate with them. They just the walking dead. This word specifically for an elect people. It's like it tells you, man. He got an elect. Look it up. 144,000 in the large multitude. That's who this word's for. Everyone else, nothing. No oil for them. They're going to be dry till they get burnt up. Jeremiah 2 verse 21. Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, wholly of right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? He planted you in the nation of Israel. He put you in rulership, ruling over these stupid beasts. Okay? Now the beasts are above you. Okay? They do not know the Lord. They need to be put into yokes, slavery, captivity. They need to be corrected. You have to suffer these things because of the Lord. You got to acknowledge your transgression. Satan's messing with me hard right now, but I'm gonna work through it. I never had this issue before. This is a brand new issue. Micah 7 and 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Let's look that up. Micah 7 and 9 means a repentant believer acknowledges their sin, endures God's righteous anger as discipline, and trusts God to plead their case, vindicate them, and bring them into the light of his presence in righteousness, moving from guilt to glory, a journey of confession, consequence, advocacy, and restoration. It's a message of bold hope, showing God's justice and mercy and mercy work together to redeem those who confess and wait on him. See, a lot of jakes, they want it instantly. They want instant gratification. Okay? They're not willing to go through the trial, go through the fire. And that's why they die. You have to go through the fire, man. You have to go through the affliction. And you got to hold on to this word the whole time while you're getting burned up. And you got to be glorifying the Lord as you're doing it. Very simple. It's very easy. The only way you're going to find comfort is reading this Bible. That's it. 1 Peter 4 in verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happen unto you, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. So when he returns and he redeems you, you're going to rejoice. Because then you get to see the fall of your enemies. They're not going to make it through the fire. They're going to have to go through actual fire. We're going to have to go through the fire too. He's going to redeem us through the fire. That's the glory of the Lord. Because can't nobody make it through no thermonuclear fire, man. You worry about an apartment building in Chicago holding up signs to stay here. And that ain't nowhere to be. Let me finish this up before I continue.
repairs and protections. But on Thanksgiving, some came home to eviction notices taped to their doors. A judge granted an emergency request from Wells Fargo, the building's owner, giving families just days to move.
We are in an emergency situation. Some of us are still stuck in this building.
In court today, tenants asked for 60 more days to relocate, $7,500 per household for moving costs, but the judge denied.
You asking Esau to give you $7,500 for moving expenses? Yeah, you done lost your damn mind. 60 extra days to relocate. 2 months free. Yeah. You out of your damn mind, man. Ain't nothing free in this world, man. Yo, he said 60 extra days to relocate. So they foreclosed this building. They just did the raid there the same time. The people who raided the place said, F them kids. I remember this building was already, brothers already did videos about this place. He did a raid here. It was supposed to be for all these different immigrants, but it was for U.S. citizens. It was for you Negroes. Yeah, the devil still don't like you. He got something. He gonna get you. He got something for you in these last days. Since you don't want to repent, you don't want the Lord's protection. Well, guess what? More of these things are gonna happen because he's making homelessness crime too. And this is in the wintertime. You literally got snow on your roof, and he kicking you out on that time around Thanksgiving. Before that, you were worried about your EBT and the government being shut down. Now he's taking your roof from over your head. Then when you're out in the street, he gonna make that illegal. He gonna lock you up, and he gonna mandate the MOTB while you over there. And guess what? You probably will take that. Because you won't listen to us. You rather listen to him. So he gonna give you your solution. He gonna get you up out of here. So you don't have to suffer anymore. You go keep trusting in Esau. He gonna give you what you need.
The motion to reconsider, calling the building a fire trap. She said, the court has to get these people out. The court has found this building is dangerous and hazardous.
What about the people who the squatters? Esau, that's what Esau does. He'll go rent the place. He understands the law. He knows if he'll just stay in the house. Esau don't care. And guess what? The law protect Esau, but it don't work for you like that. Esau can drive around in a car with no license, and when the police pull him over, he can just say, "I'm a sovereign citizen," and they won't arrest him. But they lock you up because you're like a beast, man, in the eyes of Esau. That's why he be talking like every Edomite I meet, he like, "What up, buddy?" That's what you call a dog. That's what he calls his dog. That's how he looks at y'all, like you're a beast. When he's the actual beast. He's the one who lacks understanding. He's the one who don't believe in the Lord. And the Lord's gonna come get his ass. But when you're constantly being called it over and over and over again, you become what your oppressor calls you. Going back to Jeremiah 17:4, going back to not knowing who you are, going back to why you're suffering, going back to you not taking accountability. So you're gonna suffer even more. And you're not gonna be comforted either if you don't accept the Lord. And you holding up the wrong banner. You should be holding up the Lord. You should be glorifying the Lord. You should be begging the Lord to preserve you.
People have been trying to get out of this building, right? It's not that people don't want to leave. It's not that people are dragging their feet. It's that it's hard.
Mayor Brandon Johnson also pushed for a delay, sending a letter asking the management company to postpone the eviction and provide a lump sum payment to tenants.
Yo, these mans are funny as hell. I gotta hear that again. You imagine you're a landlord, and the mayor sends you a letter. It comes to your house, telling you, because you're basically telling him, give him 2 months, give them, $7,500. He already foreclosed the place. Why would he do that? Why would I come out of my money to pay somebody? I don't even want the building. What makes you think I care about the people inside the building? And you want to put that on me. You want to place that responsibility on a tenant instead of being the government and taking on the responsibility to help them out when they're in a time of need. They're the ones who voted for you. They didn't vote for me to be their tenant. And this is what he's asking. This is ass backwards. Putting all the blame and like, what are we doing here? What is your role to do? To just wear a tie and look like you're smart, stand in front of an American flag? These people are stupid, man. These people are dumb. And as soon as you people get a little bit smart, it's going to be an all-out rebellion everywhere. But that's how dumb you actually are. I gotta rewind this. This is just ridiculous.
And also pushed for a delay, sending a letter asking the management company to postpone the eviction and provide a lump sum payment to tenants.
What? Oh man, I wish I got that letter. That would have been right in my fireplace. I would have wrote him back. Come take it in blood, black man. He done lost his damn mind.
Don't want to leave. It's not that people are dragging their feet, it's that it's hard.
Mayor Brandon Johnson also pushed for a delay, sending a letter asking the management company to postpone the eviction and provide a lump sum payment to tenants.
We don't control the courts, but we've made it very clear that an extension should be granted and more resources for those families should be provided.
But
do you hear that? What the heck? Yeah, you should provide it. These people need help. You gotta ask the management. You are the one that should. You have more. You're the one taking in tax-paying money. They're taxpayers. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But that's where your tax-paying money should go. To helping the people. Give some clear cases on how you're using this money to help people. They're not helping anybody. Clearly they need help.
the deadline set.
For 2 months, 60 days. You can't even help them for 60 days, never mind a week. But you just imported a bunch of immigrants and gave them EBT cards. You were fighting over EBT. He gave that to them a couple months ago. Maybe 5 or 6 months ago. Actually, before Duck was in office, y'all were coming in our boats. They were trying to open up shelters and put beds up for you. But when it comes to the suffering of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, I can't allocate nothing, man. Oh, I gotta ask the person let's just talk to them. You wasting time. They're basically saying, F you, man, by writing that letter. That's what they're telling you in a nice way. I ain't got nothing. I ain't doing nothing for you. I'll write the letter for you. I'll send an email. That's the most I can do for you is write 500 words and press send. That's all he can do for you.
Residents say they're now scrambling to pack, not knowing where they'll go next.
We want to make sure that everyone in this building will be out by the 12th, but not out in the cold.
Now, tenants...
Even if he gives you $7,500, that's not enough time to find a new place, and you're going to be going somewhere. They give you that money, what you gonna do with it? A lot of you jakes, y'all been having your hand out for so long that when he pulls back the funds, you don't know what to do. He got that much control over you Israelites, man. He control the food you eat, the water you drink, the building over your head. And you don't have no plan B, nothing. Even if you did, you none of it comes back to the Lord. And when you do worship, you worship him in vain. You go to the high hill, you worship the so-called white man who ain't never did shit for you, and that's why you in the position that you're in.
12 tenants, I should say, have already accepted relocation assistance. Some tenants here tell us they've been offered up to $5,000 total for help with their move, but no other place to go. We're live in South Shore. I'm Marissa Perlman, CBS News, Chicago.
You know what? That makes me think of 70 AD. Makes me think of Matthew, the 24th chapter. It says, I started at 15, Matthew 24 and 15. It says, perilous times, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. This is going into 70 AD. Matthew 24 and 15, signaling the beginning of a great tribulation in the destruction of Jerusalem, with interpretations pointing to the Roman siege in 70 AD or a future Antichrist figure desecrating the rebuilt temple. It's talking about 70 AD. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop. So he's telling them to flee into the mountains. Okay? Because 70 AD was coming. Get the hell out of Jerusalem. They lived there. They had their belongings there, their family family belongings and memories there, I should say. The Lord told them to leave all of that. Leave. Flee. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. And is the worst time coming. This might feel like it's the end of the world because, you getting kicked out, being homeless. It might be the beginning of a new chapter. Maybe you'll have more ears. Maybe you'll actually hear the Lord. Sometimes he'll take away your comfort. That's what he'll do. He'll take away your comfort so you can get the word. Because this world ain't gonna comfort you. But that's what that made me think of. I'm done with that. It says fighting erupts along Thailand-Cambodia border over alleged ceasefire.
A developing situation in Asia where fighting has erupted along the disputed border between Thailand and Cambodia. Both sides accuse the other of breaking a ceasefire that halted fighting earlier this year. CBS News foreign correspondent Anna Corin has more.
Hold on. Is the Thailand-Cambodian border crisis war that Donald Trump said he ended? No, the Thailand-Cambodia border crisis is an ongoing, long-running dispute that has seen renewed serious fighting in 2025, and the peace agreement Donald Trump claimed to have ended has since fallen apart. So I don't know if that's answering my question or if it's just saying, in the peace agreement Donald Trump claimed to have ended has since fallen apart. Sounds like he, let me see, maybe I should reward. What are the 8 wars that Donald Trump said he ended? Let me see if I can find it. Armenia, Iran, India, Pakistan, Cambodia, and Thailand. Leaders of the 2 countries agreed to a ceasefire on July 28th after 5 deadly days of fighting, Reuters reported. Trump urged them to negotiate a ceasefire or else trade deals with the governments would stall. Okay, so he said he ended it. If you ended it, why is it kicking back off? Because he don't have the power to end a war. That's not in his power. It just sounds good to the public. How you gonna tell me what to do in my house? He's overreaching. He thinks that he got power to tell you what to do in everybody's house, but he doesn't. He could say whatever the hell he wants, but he don't have no power over what happens in another man's house. He doesn't. He might be able to lock you up, but in that time and moment, when the bullets are flying, when the missiles are being thrown, he ain't got no say-so on where those missiles go. That's all up to the Lord.
Donald Trump's ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia has collapsed after violence erupted between the 2 Southeast Asian nations. Early Monday morning, Thailand launched airstrikes on what it says were Cambodian military targets following clashes the day before that killed 1 Thai soldier and injured 8. Both countries traded blame as to who was responsible for the renewed violence, the most serious to erupt since July, when a 5-day conflict killed at least 48 people and displaced more than 300,000. The US president helped negotiate a ceasefire between the 2 neighbours at the end of July after the worst clashes in decades, but that now appears to be in ruins. The Royal Thai...
And that appears to be in ruins. He tried to do something. You got to give him what he did try. But he was unsuccessful. Isaiah 48:22, there is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. Esau ain't here to bring no peace to you. And I wouldn't be surprised if he told him to shoot the missiles too. Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And we know that's talking about Esau, Edom. He has the great sword to bring war. And he'll fund one side, and he'll fund both sides.
Air Force said Cambodia posed a direct threat to be in ruins. The Royal Thai Air Force said Cambodia posed a direct threat to Thailand's national security, while Cambodia's influential longtime leader Hun Sen, the father of the current Prime Minister, said that Thailand's military were, quote, aggressors trying to provoke a retaliatory response, urging Cambodian troops to be patient. He said the red line for responding has already been set. These hostilities date back more than a century and are focused on areas along the 500-mile border.
All right, so they're fighting. What's this? Tsunami warning issued in Japan after 7.6 magnitude quake.
We have breaking news. Parts of Japan are under a tsunami warning after a massive 7.6 earthquake off the northeastern coast. The Japan Meteorological Agency says the epicenter of the quake is about 50 miles off the coast of the city of Aomori. Now officials are warning of possible waves up to 10 feet high. Let's bring in foreign correspondent Maggie Rulli for more. Hi, Maggie.
So more earthquakes, like the Lord said. And there's going to be increasing of earthquakes and things like that. There's going to be more and more to the point where all of these things are going to increase. As a matter of fact, let me pull up see what's going on in this world, man. News Live. Ukraine, 10 hours ago, Putin signed a decree on conscription of citizens in the reserves for military training in 2026. So Putin's getting ready for more wars. Israel, Palestine, let's see what's going on over there. 11 hours ago, Israeli Security Forces raid homes in the village of Al-Magharyar, northeast Ramallah. So he's raiding households happening in Syria. British Foreign Office, we will support the Syrian government in fulfilling its obligations. U.S. Envoy Tom Barak, Syria's future will be for all its components. Local sources in Syria, the SDF assaulted and arrested the young man Ahmad al-Bush after he raised a banner at the clock tower roundabout in Raqqa city that read, "It's our right to celebrate SDF," in reference to the autonomous administration ban on any form of celebration in the areas under its control. So I think that's referring to the Syrian military celebrating their victory over taking down that government, which I think was maybe a year ago. Let me see. How long has the new Syrian government been in place? Syria's new transitional government, led by President Ahmad al-Shara, has been in place since it was sworn in on March 29, 2025, following the ousting of Bashar al-Assad in December 2024, meaning it's been about 8 months, with late 2025 marking 1 year since Assad's fall and the start of his new phase. So what are they celebrating over there? Syrians mark 1 year anniversary of fall of Assad. I just said it was 8 months. Let me see what this is talking about.
Ho, ho, ho! Fine.
Are marking 1 year since rebel forces toppled the brutal government of Bashar al-Assad. The country's new government is calling it the inaugural Liberation Day, and for many it's being celebrated as a new era. You're looking at celebrations in the capital, Damascus. Syria continues to struggle to find stability after more than 13 years of war. Many communities aren't livable, and some areas don't have electricity. Still, hundreds of thousands of Syrians who fled the fighting are returning home. Well, for a closer look at the day, we are joined now by Tarek Hadhad in Halifax. Tarek first came to Canada as a refugee from Syria in 2015. He's also the CEO and founder of Peace by Chocolate. It's a confectionery company he rebuilt in Nova Scotia after arriving here. So, Tarek, thank you for your time today. We do appreciate it.
Good afternoon, Hillary. Thank you very much for having me on this very big day.
I do think a lot of Canadians, Tarek, will remember your story, but we do also, of course, want to talk about...
I don't want to listen to all that. So they're doing something over there. That's Syria. Military parade. Venezuela. 2 days ago, the U.S. condemns the death of former Governor Alfredo Diaz. It is another reminder of the vile nature of Maduro's criminal regime. State Department, the death of I don't know. Thought there was some wars going on, but you can track all this stuff. Okay? You can track all of it. If you want to be up to date on news and stuff, you can go to Map Wars, and they'll tell you latest up-to-date things that are going on in this area. And this is the area we're concerned about, right here. Soon, this is all going to be, it's not highlighted now, but But Iran is going to be highlighted. Saudi Arabia is going to be highlighted. Libya, Ethiopia, they're going to be highlighted. Russia, Meshach and Tubal and Togomar, Gomer, all of that's going to be highlighted because Syria is right here. If this is unstable, then that can make this unstable. And I'm still waiting for some news. I heard that they went into Syria, but clearly that's not the case. I don't know who was saying that, but I've been waiting to hear it locally, and I haven't heard anything. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's just, it's just a rumor, though. It's just going back to Matthew 24. These rumors, man. Let me grab that. Rumors. Matthew 24. And 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Matthew 24:6 means while wars and rumors of wars are signs of the end times, they are just the beginning of sorrows, birth pains, not the immediate end itself. And believers shouldn't be alarmed or frightened, as these events are part of God's plan, but signify a longer process leading to the final culmination. Yahushua told his disciples to expect these conflicts, including famines and earthquakes. We'll see if there's any famines. What countries are currently going through famine? Sudan, Palestine, especially Gaza, South Sudan, Haiti, and Mali face the most severe risk of famine or catastrophic hunger driven by conflict, economic collapse, and climate shocks, with major crisis also in Yemen, DRC, which is the Congo, Myanmar, Nigeria, Somalia, and Syria. Ooh, these nations are experiencing widespread extreme food insecurity, with famine conditions already present in parts of Sudan, Yemen, and Mali, and severe risk in others. So this is what the Lord warned about. So things like earthquakes, you want to be up to date on that. We know there's one that just happened in Japan. That's keeping your eye on what the Lord told you to keep your eye on. All right, so if there is an earthquake, you can blow the trumpet. Okay, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We know about what? Thailand, Cambodia. I heard that Syria and Turkey's doing something, but I didn't see any news. That was on X, but you got to watch out for that. But it's still a rumor. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet, for nation shall rise against nation. And we're seeing nation rising up against nation. You got the Russia and Ukraine. Okay, Japan is even talking about let me look it up. Japan and China news. Is Japan and China talking about war? Something like that. Yes, tensions between Japan and China are extremely high, with both sides exchanging sharp rhetoric and engaging in military posturing, particularly over Taiwan, leading to a major diplomatic crisis and fears of conflict, as Japan's PM suggested involvement in a Taiwan war, while China retaliates with economic and political pressure. While they aren't talking about war in a direct negotiation sense, their words and actions, like China locking radar on Japanese jets, that was more recently, signal a volatile situation nearing potential conflict, not peace talks. So there you go. But if you're not informed, if you're not watching, you won't know that these things are happening. And this is what the Lord told us to be worried about. That's nation rising up against nation. and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. We just looked at that. And pestilences. Let me look at, see if there's any pestilences anywhere. What countries are currently experiencing pestilences? CDC current outbreak list. November 2025, infant formula, infant Botulos. What the hell is this? Salmonella, Listeria. International outbreaks, Marburg, Ebola, Aropachi, dengue. What the hell are these? Look this up. Dengue. Marburg can refer to a viral hemorrhagic fever caused by the Marburg virus, or the city in Germany where the virus was first identified. The disease is severe, highly fatal illness transmitted from fruit bats to humans and then between people through contact with bodily fluids, such as saliva, blood, and vomit. The symptoms include fever, muscle aches, and internal bleeding. The city of Marburg is it's like a historic university town in Germany known for its Gothic and Renaissance architecture. So that's Marburg, that's November 2025. Ebola, that should have been eradicated already. Ebola is a rare, severe, and often fatal viral hemorrhagic fever in humans caused by infection with Ebola viruses transmitted through direct contact with infected bodily fluids from people or animals or contaminated objects, and characterized by sudden fever, fatigue, muscle pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and sometimes bleeding, requiring supportive care with high fatality rates, though survival offers long-term immunity. Oropochi. That's June 2024. So those are the two that are still happening right now, according to CDC outbreaks. But that's going to increase. Going back to January 2020 with the CVID. Measles outbreak, 2025. Gecko salmonella. What the hell is gecko salmonella? Prepared pasta meals, Listeria. Bearded dragon salmonella. Infant formula. So even in the shit that you're eating, man. Prepared pasta meals giving you Listeria? In 2025? Last month? That's why you got to be aware of these things. Watch out for prepared pasta meals in pestilences and earthquakes. Earthquakes we just saw in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So there you go. But I'm ending here. Lord's will, this was edifying. Shalom.